Hello everyone and welcome to The Gauntlet, the game of competitive nerd banter. I'm your host, CJ Von Essen, and let's meet today's contestants. From Coopersburg, Pennsylvania, and secret Captain Marvel Harley Quinn, Amelia Gubler. From Helden, New Jersey, and personally victimized by Mario Party, Joel Carasquillo. From Fair Lawn, New Jersey, looking like he is training to be a vigilante, George Buccelli. From North Wales, Pennsylvania, you have never seen him and Batman in the same room, Alex Birch. Our contestants have 45 seconds to answer the questions and get as many points as possible. Here's question 1. Batman has had many boy wonders over the years, but who is the greatest bird brain of them all? Ms. Gubler, 45 seconds is yours.
Dick Grayson is definitely the best Robin. He's completely different from Bruce Wayne's Batman, so that makes for a dynamic duo. And they have a perfect opposites attract partnership that makes them super compatible to solve crimes. Whereas Tim is pretty much just a mini Batman, so it's like two Batmans solving the same problem in the same way, but Dick Grayson always offers new ideas and new perspectives. And Jason Todd really only comes into his own as Red Hood. When we consider Jason as a Robin, he's actually a very flawed character. And Damian, let's be honest, he's just a mess. So Dick Grayson is definitely the obvious choice. He displays the strongest leadership qualities out of all the other Robins. And let's be honest, Nightwing just has a cute butt. The animators knew what they were doing.
All right, George, you got 45 seconds. Let's hear it.
Okay, the correct and only answer is obviously Red Hood, Jason Todd. Batman met Jason Todd when he was trying to take the wheels off the Batmobile, but instead of having him arrested then and there, Batman decided to take Jason Todd under his hood and made him the second Robin. Years later, fans decided to have Jason Todd murdered by the hands of the Clown Prince of Crime himself, the Joker. He was then resurrected as the Red Hood via the Lazarus Pit, and Batman and Red Hood have an interesting relationship at the moment in the comics. Batman allows Red Hood to run free in the crime world as long as he does not kill. So essentially, Red Hood is Batman's eyes and ears when it comes to the crime world, and that's why Red Hood is the best.
All right, Joel, let's hear from you.
Well, it's definitely not Jason Todd. He's too rebellious and hot-headed, so I can just throw him away and not deem him the best. The best for me would have to be my boy, Dick Grayson, and here's why. Number one, he was the original, so the other guys who were Robin tried their best to be him, but he was simply untouchable. He was at another level of his own. And think about the relationship that he had with Batman as well. When he was Robin, he came into the role with a level of humor and lightheartedness. And I think that the differences between their personalities made for a really strong dynamic in a relationship. And think about this too. Who was the only Robin to become Batman? Well, obviously it was Dick. And who served under him when he was Batman? Damian Wayne. So there I say it's my boy.
All right, Alex, finish it up. You got 45 seconds.
I apologize for George's load of blaspheming, but it is Dick Grayson. Jason Todd doesn't even hold a candle to what Dick Grayson is. Joel, you said it best. Dick Grayson became the Batman. Batman even himself considered Dick Grayson to be his own son. Damian Wayne was his own flesh and blood, but Dick Grayson was his son, according to Batman. Furthermore, Dick Grayson is the only one to take up his own mantle of justice as Nightwing in Bloodhaven. Took everything that Batman taught him, took everything that Batman mentored him on, and became his own version of it. And that is why Dick Grayson is the best Robin.
All right, we're going to move on to our next question. Mark Hamill has some iconic roles in nerd culture. Which one is his most iconic? The Joker or Luke Skywalker? All right, Alex, we're going to hear from you. Since you're the point leader, you have 45 seconds, and it's going to start right now.
Well, let's think about it. Mark Hamill played a fantastic Joker and has been playing a fantastic Joker. But there are many fantastic Jokers. You've got Joaquin Phoenix now in the Joker trailer that'll be coming out in October. You've got Heath Ledger, you've got Troy Baker, Cesar Romero, you've got Jack Nicholson. The one role that he defined and that defined him is one Luke Skywalker. Mark Hamill stands above all the Star Wars characters as Luke Skywalker. All
right, Joel, let's hear from you. You have 45 seconds.
Well, I do agree that the role of Luke Skywalker, you cannot have another actor portraying that role. So I got to go with that one. Obviously, I'm a huge Star Wars fan, so it's no difficult decision at all. The thing about this is that with his delivery playing the Joker, yeah, it's phenomenal, but it's kind of the same thing. Like, he's just this funny yet psychotic murderer. But with Luke Skywalker, there is some character development going on. I feel like there were more memorable moments when he was playing Luke Skywalker, like Episode 5, the Battle of Hoth. He single-handedly defeated an AT Walker. That's badass. And then standing up against the Emperor at the end of Episode 6 when he said, "You failed, Your Highness." How badass can that be? No one has ever done that, and Mark Hamill is simply just phenomenal as Luke Skywalker.
All right, let's hear from George.
Well, like I'm going to agree with Joel in one part. Mark Hamill did a perfect job as Luke Skywalker. But when it comes to the Joker, no one can capture that sadistic and maniacal laugh like Mark Hamill's Joker. Sure, we've had Cesar Romero, Jack Nicholson, Heath Ledger, Jared Leto, and now Joaquin Phoenix. But when it comes to the Joker, I only hear Mark Hamill's laughter when I read him in the comic books. Rocksteady loved Mark Hamill's Joker so much that he asked them to reprise his role in the Arkham Trilogy games. And if that doesn't say anything, then I don't know what does. And Mark Hamill is the best Joker.
All right, we're going to cut you off there. Let's hear from Emily.
All right, now I have no hate in my heart for Luke Skywalker. I'm a big Star Wars fan, but I feel like the character of Luke Skywalker is your typical young man hero. It's plain and simple. I don't want to say anybody could play that role, but we've seen that before. We've seen the young man finds out he's special, has to go on a journey, defeats the biggest villain ever. But the Joker is just a more compelling, dynamic villain. He's the most uniquely unhinged villain possibly of all time, and not anybody can just play that role. Even though a lot have tried, Mark Hamill is definitely the most iconic. Out of Luke Skywalker and the Joker, his portrayal of the Joker is much more iconic than Luke Skywalker.
All right, so after round 1, here are the total points. Emily's coming in with 10 points, Joel has 9 points, George has 7, and Alex finishing up with another 10 points. Stay tuned for round 2 when we come back. Welcome back to round 2 of the Gauntlet. Back with Emily, Joel, George, and Alex. All right, guys, let's go now to question 3, our final question. What is the best party game? Mario's expansive catalog of Mario Party or Mario Kart? Emily, you are behind heading this question, so you have 30 seconds to change that.
Whew. All right, I would definitely have to go with Mario Party is a lot more fun. That's way better for like a wholesome night with friends. Mario Kart will get you enemies. That's how you go home alone and you cry yourself to sleep. Mario Party is a whole lot of fun. It's way more dynamic. You can choose a million different games, and there's a lot of chances to work as a team, which makes you happy with friends, not Mario Kart. I have enemies.
All right, George, let's hear your response.
Sure, it's easy to come in first place and win in Mario Kart. You know, you just get the blue shell, shoot a few red shells, and then boom, you're in first place. But you don't really know frustration in Mario Party until you're leading the game, 90% of the game, with 5+ stars, and in the last few turns, people go out of their way to land on special spaces to steal your stars, your coins, and your items. And then when you're on your way to get that final star, you realize you don't have enough coins to buy that star because everyone was trying to steal your stars. I've lost many friends playing Mario Party.
All right, Joel, you're up. Let's hear it.
Well, as much as I want to go with Mario Kart, I just feel like that's such an easy game, honestly. It's just about getting a big participation trophy at the end of it. I like a little bit of competition, even though I'm terrible at this game. I'm definitely going with Mario Party. It's all about the glory, okay? It's about getting the most gold stars, the most gold coins. It's the game that separates not only the boys from the men, but it's what truly breaks friendships apart. And I really do suck at it, but I just enjoy it whenever I have that moment of glory. Just a teeny tiny bit, you know?
All right, now let's hear from Alex. You guys have 45 seconds. Let's go.
I'll play the minority on this one. Mario Kart stands above all. You want to talk about frustration. You want to talk about overcoming the obstacles, going through Rainbow Road, going through Bowser's Castle, fighting your way through the red turtle shells of death, the blue turtle shells of death, the random ghosts that come up, Donkey Kong and his banana peels. Give me a break. You want to talk about the ones who stand above all, what separates the boys from the men? It's outlasting in Mario Kart. And it's that outlasting in those 3 races that get you to the top, that keep you on the iron throne of Mario Kart. Mario Kart stands above all, period.
That does it for the Gauntlet today, and our winner is Alex with 15 points. Congratulations, and we will see you here with more Nerd Questions right here on The Gauntlet.